today, friends, is the last day of merge the principles to merge your vision with rewriting your story. Day 3, we are just the aim of today is to unlock the power of your story in just a few minutes. And let me change my camera. Thank you. In a few steps to create a manifesto. So those of you attending today will be able, also if you're not able right now, to be in a comfortable place where you can write notes or actually go along with the steps that I show you today. Then you will be able to watch the recording on the dashboard. Because why creating a manifesto is important? Your experience drives, and that drives really your story, drives your uniqueness, and really is not a complicated process today. It's easy and it saves you a lot of time on complicated process. And this is the secret that in turning your past into the visionary future. So today we want to discover the steps of crafting a manifesto that reflects your true self. How about that? Well, I think before I continue, I want to mention that yesterday we covered so far day 1, day 2, and we have some questions that came last night after the second presentation. And would it be okay for me to take a few minutes? So some people were asking about the time, and money, and what is exactly. So really, this program aims to have accountability, and it's enhanced opportunity, and it's about creating community. I have noticed that after the pandemic, and even before the pandemic, the research shows that we are so disconnected, and many people need, right, that creation of community. And this is what this program offers. So plus the repetition, immersion, and modeling of the steps is what makes it possible for those taking this program that in 90 days will be able to have more clarity that leads them to reclaim their vision and rewrite their story. So I want to cover that, the part of the story that when hell broke loose for me and I decided to break away, then I shared that on day 1, that I had really taken a sabbatical, that I had time to reflect, and that I thought what John DeMartini says, that those with a vision and a mission have a message. And that is why it is important for me, I feel that it's important to spread this message across the world. So reclaim your vision and rewrite your story is about embracing challenges, friends. It is about taking every opportunity that it comes to you and to overcome all mindsets, because I tell you that my mindset was just for reflecting totally in the past. Yes, so and things mindset that did not serve me, and to convert it into a more powerful one. So I want to say, don't let the challenges of life prevent you from reclaiming your vision and rewriting your story. There are steps that you can take. But today, this step will guide you to create a powerful manifesto. And the stories connects us with our unconscious. With our subconscious mind. I call it unconscious when some people call it subconscious, because part of our unconscious mind is right now in charge of moving all our autonomic nervous system. We don't notice our digestion. We don't notice the circulation of our blood, and we don't even, or our breathing. That's all controlled by the unconscious mind. We don't even have to think about it. The subconscious mind is a part of our brain and our mind that comes and really stores memories that then comes and challenge us when we are not aware that these subconscious elements that happened to us in the past are there, and they still need to be dealt with. So stories connect us with that subconscious part of our mind that has that special energy and helps us to bank our potential. We all know that when we were little kids, we loved bedtime stories. Some of us had been partner in times of our life when we go and lay down with our children or a family or sisters, and then we read a story and we feel so comfortable and we fall asleep, right? Well, your story has that effect, not to make people sleep, but to bring that subconscious elements that people might be searching for an insight, and your story will be so powerful that will connect with those that they have a message, because they have a mission and a vision, and your message is powerful. So when we present ourselves around the dinner table, it is important when somebody asks you, what is your story or what are you doing, to say it in a way that is engaging, that it has, increases the chance for to engage with others without going onto that subconscious part of ourselves that reflects negative aspects of our past, right? We always want to project that positive energy in when we are telling our story, and tell our past challenges in a dignifying way. Don't you agree? You can say yes or no in the chat. And so that let me know that you agree with these. So stories can offer legendary moments captured around campfires, exploring nature, as I mentioned before, pillow time stories, allowing us to share and to listen, because it is also important to apply listening skills. And we know that we are offenders of these many, many times, right? When somebody is telling their story or speaking to us, we immediately jump to go and connect with, oh yeah, that happened to me. Oh yes, yeah, instead of pausing and listening and also reflected back to that person that is telling us the story. Oh, and how did that make you feel? Oh, that must have been challenging at that time. Instead of immediately jumping onto your own story, you will have your own chance to say yours. So creating a manifesto, it is a strong and simple tool for you to communicate your uniqueness, because all of us here present in this day challenge, the third day, we are all unique. And isn't it a miracle, from the millions of people that perhaps saw the signs of this 3 days challenge, or thousands of people or hundreds of whatever you want, I would like to say the millions of people all around the world, the miracle is that you are now today viewing this presentation here with me. So people will remember how your story make them feel. So that is very important for you to understand how to craft your story. Well, I've been requesting every day that you, if you have your mobile phone, to keep it in silence. Your emails can wait. And I am competing now for your attention, because the noise of the outside world is quite quite loud, right? And so let's dedicate these few more minutes, more 50 minutes, to have your attention. And I want you to know that whatever is your motivation for being here, and I mentioned on day one, please jot down what are your intentions for being here and what do you want to get out. So in order for you to calibrate that, did you get that? And if you didn't get anything out of this presentation, I urge you to send me a message and then we can actually see, because I'm giving you all of myself and all of my knowledge for you to get wonderful insights. Now, why is your manifesto important? And I had mentioned it before, this process allows you to leverage your uniqueness, and we are all unique, right? And that's why this program is unique. What you do in your profession or your aspirations coming to life is also unique because you put that uniqueness into it. And creating your story will help you to elevate that element of your uniqueness with what you do. Creating a manifesto that truly reflects who you are and propels you towards your vision, it will help you to leverage the process of reclaiming that vision of who you want to be, or even reaffirming who you are now. And tell us about a life story. Okay, that is just, there are many stories that I can tell you. And I said on Monday that I came from Venezuela, and I told you the story that I was so excited of coming. And when I was 17 years of age, I had this uncanny sensation that came to me of an image of myself standing on a bridge and a city with a river crossing and a spire. And when I thought that my intuition was presenting me with an image of Paris, but when I came to Australia 10 years later, I stood on the Princess Bridge in the city of Melbourne, and I turned around and I saw the spire of the art center. And then I understood immediately that image that came to me 10 years prior. And I knew that I was in the city or in the place where I will rewrite a new story. So developing a story or a manifesto as a new narrative based on your strengths and your abilities, your dreams, and the positive impact that you want to create in the world is what we are aiming here to do. This will help you articulate your evolving vision of yourself. And what we want is just to write a story that reflects who we are. Well, and these stories are always here to combine the rich tapestry of who you are. And last night I attended a podcast, and this woman said, is there an event in your life that has shaped you? And I couldn't say that there is one event that has shaped me. There is a combination of several experiences, challenges, and stories that compounded together to that person that it is here in front of you now. So it is a rich tapestry, very varied in textures, in colors, in shapes and forms. And that is also what your story represents. So this declares a new powerful anchor for you. So just remember that when your story is so important, not only for you, but it's also important for us to understand it deeply. And it is a powerful anchor for you to know that you matter and your experience also matter. It's just a matter of putting it in an elegant way. How are we going here? Just feel free to put in the chat what you're thinking so far, and I will love that for you. So a manifesto is a written declaration that reflects what you stand for and how you aim to bring change. While both manifestos and mission statements aim to rally people behind a cause, your manifesto is about sparking action. So that is something that I want you to consider very much. And here I have some elements of a manifesto. Well, I call it a manifesto. It's a story, right? And but manifesto, remember, sparks action and reflects who you are. It reflects and it will have the elements of your desire for change. It shows your expression of yourself, the main points that you want to convey without making it incredibly long, right? It has to be quite sharp and succinct in many ways. You want to reach those that you want to influence. It's short to the point, inspires action, and it can include metaphors and analogies that resonate. So, for those that are coming to joining us in the program, we will be able to explore these in a much more deeper manner. So, can I hear say you yes? Doesn't that give you the feeling that we it's very easy to underestimate the power of our story? So we're moving now to a small activity, as an activity with some key reflections, and I will be able to share uh, one of my purposeful statements. So the key reflections here is that I want you to think about three different areas of life where you may want to have or create a manifesto. Is it in your family area of life? Is it in your hobbies area of life, your creative side of you? Is it in your work, what you have chosen as your career area of life? And so in that sense, the once again, this having a list of these pivotal moments in your you can review even your journal if you have one, will empower you to create spontaneous talks and also spontaneous elements for your story, and to write about these that has shaped your life. So, for example, and you might not be able to see it, but I will share it and send it to those of you that have attended. There is a PDF that contains these. So, this is a life purpose statement that I created when I was running a small business in ceramics. And if I may, I will read it to you so you can have an idea of what it contains. It starts with I love to. I love to paint, climb on trees, and be childlike. I love to dance, cook, and renovate, and be creative at all times. I love to love and be loved in return with kindness and passion. And wouldn't that be nice? Right? But we have to be the force of change. I love to laugh and be in touch with nature. I love to sail and feel the sun and the breeze and wonder on creation. And then it goes, apart from all the things that you love, then the next stage is I am. I am humorous, energetic, strong, determined, generous, and beautiful. I like to think so. I would like to be recognized by for my courage, my positive energy, and creativity. And then it goes, my purpose, your purpose. My purpose in life is to inspire people through my creative work, to make them feel happy with joy, to deliver a message of love, hope, and universal godliness. How about that? That was just a simple statement. And don't worry about making notes right now. Please stay present because I will send you the PDF when you have the steps for the three different parts. And it starts with I love, what you love, and there will be a list of adjectives or verbs that you can use to include in your life purpose statement. However, I want to also mention that I borrowed this image from the Dent company, and I want to emphasize that a manifesto is not an elevated pitch. So here is the, that what they say for people to create their pitch is your name, the same, or what you've been doing, a part of fame. So they play with words, your aim and your game. What is your bigger vision? And I have included this in the PDFs that I share with you. So because you then can go and practice the difference between your purpose statement with your elevator speech. And I will not take much time really to go and say that, but I normally say, hi, my name is Maria. I am the founder of New Life Coach. I am also, put yourself in a box is, well, I've been a coach for over 16 years, helping women step up, reclaim their vision, or whatever it is. Fame is that I am the author of a book called Everyday Stories from 10 Remarkable Women. My aim is to expand the consciousness of women that are experiencing upheavals in their jobs and they want to create a new vision of themselves. And the game is that I leave my clients with more clarity so that they can go and live a life of fulfillment. So something like that will apply for you too. So it will be different for all of us. So I want you also to consider that when you are crafting your manifesto, you will introduce short snippets of your background. And that's what you will need to have these when you watch the replay. You will be able to do this in a more calm way. So you can say that, let me tell you about Maria, and something that most people don't know or will know about you or don't know about you. You can also include some of your achievements at this, so put together in a sequence of way that remember that, yes, when the pupil is ready, the master appears, right? So you have to figure which elements and make it very short. I also will ask you to consider putting what you are driven by in your manifesto. I have been driven by, propelling me to had many successes in. It doesn't matter. We don't need any of us to be a very successful person to craft a manifesto that will elevate us, right? This is about elevating us, our awareness and the awareness of others about ourselves. So I want you to put that, successes in raising a family or supporting my children through a life as a single mom, or whatever it is, that also with even basic knowledge of any areas of life that you were interested or you are interested in, you have been able to create this amazing change, right? And so I want you to consider these things, and this will be in the PDF. Well, an artful way of finding flow. Well, how do you find flow? You saw in the purposeful statement what I said, that I love climbing on trees and being childlike and so on. Well, for you, could be a combination of things, of walking nature, living on the edge of, something that thrills you, finding delight on the things that you create, or finding reinventing yourself in different ways, seeking new opportunities, whatever it was. But also, I would like you to, and this is young Maria, I possibly was 3 or 4 in this photograph. So when I was a child, I dreamed to be a mentor, a leader, and a teacher of some sort. And I always felt that I was compelled to serve others. So think and reflect if you had that, any image of yourself, any desires that you can reflect back of who you wanted to be when you were a child. Building my dreams. Well, I want you to include in your manifesto that you step into an area that was something new, or that you wanted to service the world by doing what you're doing now, or what you aspire to do. These elements are important to be included in your manifesto, as well as, well, my struggles. My struggles are, well, I acknowledge that my struggles are or include to acknowledge my courageous self, that I am being courageous to be here in front of you, so vulnerable, to challenge all my limiting beliefs that I have had in the past, and aim to conquer them. And every day new ones present, and I struggle with that. And you will struggle, and you will find people that struggle with something. Well, include them in an elegant way in your manifesto, that is not really in a way that will hinder and it will overpower the story, your manifesto, but it acknowledge something that you had been struggling with, to acknowledge yourself, to value the importance of your message, of your story, of the work that you want to do, to live your, if you have struggle, to live your life according to values. Just mention that, for example, the value of courage, it has, I have struggled with that because it has challenged me in many situations, difficult conversations with my sons, difficult situations with partners, or when I was married. And that was a struggle for always being in contract work, also to declare and say what I needed and what I didn't like in a respectful manner. Sometimes you can become a little bit emotional. So we just have to go back to our prefrontal cortex and imagine the world is cooperating on our behalf, and that we can do this. And also, if you struggle to walk your talk, well, include it in your manifesto. If people challenge you with anything, any definitions, any concept, any ideas, I know that if people challenge me with the idea of permanent job, a permanent relationship, or a permanent of anything, well, I sometimes feel a little bit challenged, because I know that life is impermanent, and every stage of life is impermanent, and all we have is the now. So I wonder, how would I be able to help those that have those concepts of permanency? I think there is an opportunity. So think about, if people challenge you with an idea, how could you turn that around? You don't have to include all these elements in your manifesto, but I think it will be wonderful for you to consider. Well, and do you believe in luck? Or luck is when, you can include that and see what comes to mind. Luck is when I walk my talk, when I've excitement meets a brand new day, a new adventure that I planned, when I create a beautiful meal and my friends and family feel very grateful for sharing wonderful moments. So these are moments that you create with your acts of and taking action. And so on. It goes. Excitement is when I create, I step up, I succeed. So I have included several slides here to give you an indication on elements that you can include in your manifesto. So now we are coming to the part where if you seek your advice in the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from now, and you could plunk it into this inspirational statement that you want to create as your manifesto and part of your story. So, wondering the who, the what, the how, and the why. And I want you to remember something. When your why, and this might be a cliche because Simon Sinek had developed this over 10 years ago, and he had expanded and exploded all around the world. But before him, uh, there were many people that understood that when you discover and you know your why are you doing this? I am doing this, particularly myself, if you ask me, to empower women to believe more in their self, in their power of themselves, right? So when you discover your why, the how becomes easier because you are more aligned. And that's what I want you to, in the process of this, reflect on your why, and the how of how you will construct your manifesto will come much easier. And yes, and with your why. So I have included the link to Simon Sinek's TED Talk, famous TED Talk, for you to even contemplate to watch it if you want to, and then see what comes to you and reflect in creating your manifesto. So this is a promise that you want to give to yourself, the actions that you want to spark in others, your dreams as a child, what fuels your soul. You want to include that in your manifesto. And, well, here it is, the hero's journey. This is you. A challenge has been presented to all of us, and you answer the call or you don't. And that's why many of you are here together with me today watching this presentation, because you know that you have some niggling sensations inside and you want to answer that call. And then you overcome it and succeed. It's never a straight line, friends, right? So I want you to understand that there are tools out there for you to reclaim your vision and rewrite your story. But if I bump into you 3 years from now, and this also might be a cliche for many people that might be watching this, but if I bump into you 3 years from now, what would you say to me? And perhaps you could start saying, "Holy moly, Maria," and see what it comes to mind. It could be, in 3 years' time, I will be living in a beautiful location that hopefully is not too far from the sea where I can swim. I have a beautiful garden. I have created beautiful creative space. I have succeeded with my coaching practice. And holy moly, I have created all these by the actions that I have taken today and my manifesto. I remember that class that I took with this woman called Maria. Wow. Yes, Maria, thank you so much. I taken your class of your manifesto, and that helped me so much to compose a story that now I was feeling more confident to tell others. So that is what, when someone says 3 years from now, what would you say to myself if I bump into you and you can say that? Well, I also want to let you know a little bit about my program in the next few minutes, that I do not offer any money back in my program. There is no refund policy. So you see, I love to work with people that are committed. They are fully committed to play in. So it's either a hell yes or a hell no, and there is nothing in between. And I want to say that if you are compromising any of your values, well, we will be running more of these presentations every so often, and it is quite important for you to establish solid values, because until you live your life from the point of your core values, then you are very exposed to be pushed and pulled by the force of life. And until you invest in yourself, when you invest in yourself, the portal of opportunities starts to open. And vulnerability, as Brené Brown puts it in her book, Daring Greatly, she describes vulnerability as that unstable feeling that we get when we step out of our comfort zone and do something that forces us to lose control. That is what vulnerability is. So I promise you that during my program, my 90 days program, for those of you that if you decide to join us, I will be vulnerable at all times, showing that to you. And I also want to say that we have a 200% responsibility policy. That means that your 100% and my 100%. And coaching, even though my program is a structured program that takes you through steps, is a coaching partnership where I will work with you directly. This is not pre-recorded, it's completely live, and we work together to form a partnership to future focus on creating, and we go through the steps, because until you eliminate all your fears, your limiting beliefs, and you understand the importance of knowing what is your current levels of emotional intelligence, you might not be able to take full responsibility for who you want to be. So one thing is thinking that, oh, I think I know how emotional intelligent I am. But until you get your report with all your results and your deficiencies or your graded assets, and how and what you want to do about it. And this is what the program will offer you as well, as well as many things. I want to say that I am not a new coach. I became a coach, a professional coach, 16 years ago. And throughout the years, I have worked with different clients in many different areas. But I lost my dad when I was 17 years old, possibly not a little bit before I had that uncanny sensation that I was telling you about earlier on. And so I lost my dad, and I to throat cancer. And as a way to pay back to the world, I decided to open a smoking cessation program. I wanted to help people to reach higher levels of health and consciousness as well by stop smoking. So here are some examples that I put here for you. Maria is an excellent practitioner. The first session was successful. He said that I found the follow-up sessions that Maria provided were good. And yeah, so that was Mario's experience. Kenneth says that I never thought I will be a non-smoker. I I will the smoking cessation program that Maria offers is the best thing I've ever done for a long while. And good on you, Kenneth. Liz says that Maria, I had become a non-smoker and I will remain a non-smoker. And that was great for Liz. She used to spend a lot of money in cigarettes, as well as Matt Belez, also here in Melbourne. They said that he used to spend $75 per week, and I have empowering goals and a healthy new life. And good on them. But remember, when the pupil is ready, the master appears. So if you want to come and join the conversation and the partnership between the coach and the client, you, through a 6 steps program, I will invite you to scan the QR code and also scan the QR code and book a discovery call or a brainstorming call, whatever you want to call it. This is the importance here. I also want to let you know that I am the author of a very simple book called Everyday Stories from 10 Remarkable Women. And I can see that all of us have a book in ourselves. However, this book is not about myself, but about 10 women from my country of origin, Venezuela, that I interview, and they gave me their stories of courage and determination and how they overcame all the obstacles from their environment to do something greater with their lives. So they are women from Venezuela, as I said. And here it is from Sue. A breath of fresh air. Thank you, Maria. A welcome reminder that every day presents a treasure gift, an opportunity to share and challenge, explore, and create. So the book is in Amazon if you want to check it out. I think there is a link in my website about the book. And it was a great project to have embarked. I also share a little bit of my story. Well, these presentations invite for fast action bonus, and then for those of you around the world attending this presentation, well, if you book a call in the next 12 hours or so, I will let you know about the fast action bonus, that instead of a one-on-one coaching every at the beginning of the program or at the end, there will be a one-on-one coaching session with me every month during the program that you take as well. So just check it out and we can talk about it, make a call. And also there will be some discounts for those that will pay it in full. I'll invite you to take a call, to book a call with me. And yes, I know now we are competing for your time and we are competing for your attention. And so many people that say to me, I am not sure. So if you are not sure about it, please book a call and we can then discover what you're not sure about, because I feel very sure about what I do and what it creates. So if you say to me, I have no time, well, how long do you need? How long do you want? And if you say to me, I have no money, I have a question. When was the last time that you invested in yourself? Well, book a call, and I would love for you to share your aha moments. So here is your opportunity. So come and unmute yourself, and I will swap my camera to come to this one and chat with you. You can share with me your aha moments if you want to. Any of you? If not, it's totally fine. You're very shy. Well, it's been a pleasure to be here with you, and I will be able to send you the PDF for those that attended live, a PDF of this presentation with the exercises. I trust that you will take action and sit down with yourself, mute everything else, maybe an hour or so. It doesn't have to be done all straight away, but maybe even 10 minutes and so on, and then 10 minutes another time. And be sure to carry a little notepad for any insights and write them down. And you will create a manifesto that reflects your authentic self. And it will be a powerful element to start and engaging in conversation with others and exchanging how you have reclaimed your vision and you want to, or you have rewritten a new story. Well, I want to thank you so much. It's I'm finishing a few minutes earlier, but I know that I have been giving you so much value on this, and I'm sure you appreciate it so much as I appreciate you. And please book a call to chat with me, and I want to thank you so much once again. Bye for now.